All right, you guys, welcome to our team call tonight. We have an awesome guest speaker, which I'll introduce shortly. Before we get started, this week I'm starting a new welcome, I guess, to our team calls where I'm just going to show you guys a couple of slides of some announcements that I have and who's at Success Club already, and then our guest speaker can start sharing. And so I will open it up with our Success Club earners. I pulled this report like an hour ago. So if you guys sold a challenge pack today and you're at Success Club 5, it will not be shown until tomorrow. But so far, we have Jessica Vunk, Mattia Robustiano, Nicole Faulkner, Ashley Robustiano, Sandy Knox, Julianne Lundy, Brittany Sanders, Mallory Flynn, Jennifer Cook, Sandy Glant or Visnoff, Joni Rayburn, Gretchen Hawley, and Alessandra Plakehart. So those of you guys already helped 3 people this month, which is awesome, or more. So keep it up and help your teams do the same. Next, a few reminders is the challenge pack promotions. Hopefully, since it's nearing the end of July, you're aware of these, but we have 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Kickstart, 21 Day Fix Extreme and 21 Day Fix Extreme Kickstart, 22-minute hardcore and 22-minute hardcore kickstart. So all of the non-kickstart versions are on sale for $140, and the kickstart is just including the 3-day refresh, and that is on sale for $180. My Success Club points go through the roof when 21 Day Fix is on sale, so definitely use that to your guys' advantage. We also have the Team Cup coming up August 1st, but you have to register before then, but by July 31st. So if you're not on a team yet, post in our Team Supercharged page or in your smaller teams to find more people. I know of at least 3 teams that need 1 or 2 more people. So there's definitely teams available, at least within our team, that need more people. And Team Cup is just a time where teams of 5 get together and try to help as many people as possible and get as many Success Club points as possible to earn prizes. The worst that'll happen is you won't win prizes, but you'll still move your business forward because you're doing business building activities. So it's free to join. You really can't lose by joining a team. And then right after our call tonight around 9 p.m. or at 9 p.m., we have a sneak peek into coaching event. And Summit is next week. So for those of you guys that don't know, Summit is the annual event that Beachbody has where it's lots of training and team bonding and parties and whatnot. And that's next week. And so we will not be having a team call next week, just a heads up. And tonight we have Alyssa Schomaker on our call, and she's actually speaking at Summit. She's going to talk to us tonight, though, about how to earn a 6-figure income in 1 year. And she has so many accolades, it's unbelievable. And I feel like she doesn't even really need an introduction. But for you guys, she's a 2015 top 10 coach, and she was also top 10 in 2014, 3-time elite, Success Club 10 All-Star, and she started in January of 2013. So I will stop sharing, and then Alyssa, you can share your story or just jump right into your content.
Okay, so I just want to get on quick and talk to us about what we do as a coach, and to really get us back into the mind frame of what you're here to do. And that is, your job is to help other people. So in case you guys don't know, I was a registered nurse for 15 years before I became a coach. I became a coach basically because I watched my grandfather die of heart disease and diabetes. And I knew that he probably would have died eventually, but I knew a lot of what he went through was completely preventable. Also, I saw this, you guys, day in and day out working as a nurse. The same people coming back in and, us sending them home with eat a regular diet, but not giving, they didn't have the support. They didn't have the motivation to really make the changes that they needed. And that's what we are. And so, I think that maybe I'm just talking about what I'm seeing in the network and what I'm seeing in my own team. But, Beachbody puts these ranks on us, right? And they put these different labels like top 10 and elite and all these things. And those are really great. But they don't define you and who you are as a person and what you do as your job. Like your job as a coach, and why any of you guys sign up, even if you have, a why that you want to stay home with your kids or financial freedom or travel or any of that stuff, it's because that you're caring individuals and because of the fact that you're here to help people. And so that is really where your reward should come from. And I hope that all of you guys are just extremely proud of what you do as a coach. Because there's really, in my experience, there's nothing that's more fulfilling than helping another person fulfill their greatness, right? And to overcome things that they wouldn't be able to overcome without your support and your motivation. So my goal for you guys is to get back to what you guys started this business as. It wasn't for your success club points. It wasn't for a rank. It wasn't for a recognition. It wasn't for some goal that Beachbody put on you. It was either because you had an incredible transformation with the products or because you saw the coaching opportunity and you wanted to be able to help others through it, right? Hopefully everybody can agree with that. So how many of you guys at this point in your business are scared to invite to challenge groups or are scared to invite to coaching? Any of you? We got all the rock stars on the call? Some of you? No? Okay, so I want you guys to think about this for a second. Us sitting behind our computers, you guys, this is easy. Okay, so when I was working as a nurse, I was literally like pumping people's chests to try to keep them alive for 5 out of 7 shifts that I worked. I would at least be trying to resuscitate somebody. I would have to deal with, helping somebody go through the death of a loved one or, watching somebody go through CPR and then having to watch like the rehab. That is such an easy thing or a hard thing to do. What we do, you guys, sitting behind the computer and sending out invites, sharing that we are there to help people is not hard. Okay, I want you guys to realize this is not hard. There are people out there that have hard things to do. Okay, so when you are talking about and you guys are inviting, I want you guys to realize that this is a gift that you guys are giving away. Because your coaching, what you guys do, that support, it might come with a small price tag. You might make $40 on your challenge pack, but you might help that person for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, a year, right? Off of like a $40 investment. And so I know my team, there are a lot of healthcare professionals. I have a ton of pearls on my team. And a lot of times what holds them back is having the caring or the supporting of another person and having a payment be attached to that. But as a nurse, you have a payment being attached to that. And as a doctor, you have a payment being attached to that. And so I want you guys to eliminate that fear from yourselves and to realize that that person on the other end, you could possibly change their life. Every single one of you guys on this call, no matter if you just started yesterday, you've been a coach for 6 months or for a year, Beachbody has changed your life in one way or another. My coach is Melanie Mitro. I saw one of her posts on social media, and if I didn't see that post, I would not be home with my kids right now. I actually was going to school for a nurse practitioner, so I probably would be working as a nurse practitioner somewhere 50 to 60 hours a week and not being able to help people on this end. And so when you guys are sending those invites, I want you guys to think about, first of all, that it's a gift, and second of all, that it's almost like that server that is offering coffee and dessert to every single patron that comes into the restaurant. Okay? Without a beat, do you go to sit down at a table and they ask you, what do you want to drink? Right? At the end of your dinner, they ask you, what do you want? Does anybody want dessert? And that is what we have to know and do as coaches. Our job is to simply offer the opportunity and to share with people what we do as coaches. So it's really important that you take away the response out of that and take away the connection piece out of it. You might really, really want to help that person. I get it. But you have to take the personal factor out of it. And think of it as that you invited that person, you shared with them that you were doing, that was your job for the day, and you planted that seed. And when that person is ready to make a change, because you're the one that planted the seed, that person is going to watch you. That person is going to build trust in you. And when they're ready, they're going to come back and tell you that they're ready. Because we can't change anybody in this business or anybody at all, right? In this business, we're not just, and I like to refer it to almost like Mary Kay. Like, I have a lot of friends that do really great in Mary Kay, and I will buy their $20 lipstick from them just to support them. But this is totally different. This person that we're asking to join our challenge groups, they actually have to prep meals, and they actually have to get up, and they actually have to make time in their life to do their 30 to 40-minute workouts, depending what program. They have to make time to check into the challenge groups. And so not always are people going to be ready to commit, as you guys know, but as our job, it's simply to keep swinging the bat, okay? Swing your bat over and over and over again. That is your job, is to share your mission as a coach for what you guys do, okay? So with that being said, when I look at this business, I look at it as like I am literally on a mission to change the world. I really firmly believe that what we do changes lives. I've had 3 of my coaches now lose over 100 pounds. They're off of their diabetes medication. I know that being a coach and them being in a challenge group has completely changed their life. So I firmly believe that we have this higher mission in front of us. And you better believe that I invited every single one of my friends to join me on this mission with me. Every single one. Some of them joined me, some of them didn't. But I know that the more people that I can share this with, the more coaches that I can invite to get into my army to work that front line of the business, the more lives that we're going to change. I don't know if you guys know this or not, and maybe just because I'm in healthcare that I know this, but the obesity and diabetes rates, they were steady for a while. And last year, they went up again. So we have so much work in front of us, you guys. We have so many people that need our help. Millions and millions and millions of people in America are overweight or obese. Millions. And we have 450,000 coaches, maybe 30,000, maybe that are somewhat dabbling. And I would say maybe about 10,000 that are actually working the business. So when you think about that, like we have like an army of like 10,000 strong, 30,000 if you want to count the person that is trying to get their business up and running. So we don't have that big of an army that we really need to make the changes that are needed in our society. And our children, you guys, have a lower life expectancy rating than we do. That sucks. That sucks. And that is what drives me every single day. Like I don't want to start to cry because this is like my pain point. This is kind of what my North Star, my why is. But that really sucks. And the only way that we can change children's behavior is by affecting the parents. And I know that from working pediatric ICU for 15 years. The only thing that we can do is help the parents so that the children learn by example. And so every day, I want you guys to think about that. I want you to think about what the mission is of Beachbody and to not be scared to share what we're doing because we need you guys to be brave. We need every single one of you guys to be brave, okay? All right, off my soapbox. Okay, so, all right. So when I first started this business, you guys, I told you guys it was about the death of my grandpa. And I did not plan on running this business and taking it like full steam ahead. I just had this passion for helping other people. And then I got addicted to the results. So I am very much not driven by recognition, but I'm driven by purpose. And I'm driven by know that I'm making a difference. That's really where my Pearl personality comes in, is that I want to know that like what I'm doing is making a difference. So if I'm trying to hang that up on my rank or my recognition, which is not as fulfilling to me, but I tie it to my challengers and my challengers having good results. And why many of you guys came into this business, you are always going to find that joy again, over and over and over again. Okay, so stay there. Stay in why you guys came into the business. Stay in helping your challengers get results, because helping your coaches get results it's incredible, right? It's awesome to watch your friends grow. businesses and come home to their kids and all the incredible things that can happen. But you don't have control over your coaches. You have much more emphasis over helping somebody change their life through diet and exercise than what you have over your coaches. So all you can really do is lead by example. Okay, so when I was first started, I had no friends, well, not no friends. I had 100 friends on Facebook. I had no social media experience. I had no business experience whatsoever at all. Everything was like completely locked down. How about you guys, like private? All of a sudden the coach tells you need to go public. You're like, oh, hell no, right? That was me because I did not want to go public at all. But I thought to myself, okay, if I don't go public, then how am I going to get my message out? And that's basically how I started my business is, all right, so I made some of my pictures of my kids private, all that good stuff. Now you guys, I post everything. So, but I thought to myself, how am I going to get my message out? And the first thing that I did is go public. And the second thing that I did is I started posting on Instagram right away too. So right away, and I know that this is different than what most coaches will educate you on. They'll say master one form of social media, right? Use your Facebook or your public page and make sure that you're using that before you go to another one. My philosophy from the very beginning was, all right, I don't have a big network. I have 100 friends on Facebook. How am I ever going to connect with other people? And so I used attraction marketing to the best of my ability. Like I said, I posted on Facebook, I posted on Instagram, and then within a month into my business, I started a Facebook like page. So I had 3 accounts that I was running at one time. I just shared the same information on all 3 pages because I knew that I was going to be reaching another audience. And the whole point was reach. That was my whole entire point, was how many people can I get to see my stuff? Now, Facebook algorithms obviously have changed a little bit, but on your Facebook like page, you can see what your reach is. You can use Instagram to tag as many photos as, use as many hashtags up to 30 as possible so that more people can find you. So make it your goal every day to try to post on, a couple social media sites. You don't have to recreate the wheel, but so you can spread your reach. So many coaches say like, I don't have anybody to invite, or I don't know a lot of people, or I don't know how to expand my reach. I personally did not use like Facebook groups. I didn't friend like random people. This is what I did. I literally just started posting on other social media sites. And then eventually I ended up developing a blog so I could pin my stuff too. So that's how attraction marketing is going to be able to really work for you and to be able to really expand your reach of people if you are somebody like me that didn't want to like just friend request randoms out there. And then once I got better with Instagram, I started like searching like hashtags that were familiar to me, mom of 3, a fit nurse. And that's actually my brand, is a fit nurse. So I started searching different things like that to be able to build relationships with people that way. So there's always going to be a ton of people, but get yourselves public and work on expanding your reach every day. Look at it as like small little nuggets that you're putting out into the social media world. And every nugget you put out there is a compound effect. It's not going to go away. Okay, so the more information that you can get out there, the more people that you are going to reach and the more people that are going to be able to find you. All right. When I started, I used the A to Z method on Facebook. Are you guys familiar with the A to Z method at all with inviting? Okay, so I basically printed out my friends list on Facebook, and every day I made it a goal to invite like all of the A's. And then the next day I invited all of my B's. And then the next day I invited all of my C's. And I went down and I went all the way through this list when I started as a coach. And let me tell you, I got to the scary people, like the really popular people that in high school that I didn't want to invite, like the people that, were going to think that I was half crazy. And I sent the invite and like cringed. But every single time that I did it, I built more confidence. So your action is going to breed confidence. Do it anyways. If it's scary, do it. The worst thing that they can tell you is no. The best thing is you could possibly change their life, and that's pretty amazing. So if you're not using some kind of inviting system right now, if you're just kind of like randomly, maybe you're using like a Facebook interest list, or you're just kind of randomly building relationships with people, that is a really great way to do it. A lot of my coaches say like, I don't know 100 people. I always have all my coaches start out with making a list of 100 people they know, and all of my coaches are normally like, I don't know 100 people. If you have 100 friends on Facebook, you know 100 people, and that doesn't even count the people that you know out into the community. So go from your A to Z and challenge yourself to send that invite to every single one of those people. That is your warm market. So I didn't even build really a relationship up with those people because I knew them. I mean, it wasn't like a total random people. So if you don't know them very well, then build the relationship a little bit more. Reach out, ask how they're doing, pay attention to their timeline, so you guys can build the relationship with them. Otherwise, simply invite. And I was just telling my coaches, like, rinse, wash, repeat. Rinse, wash, repeat. Change the beginning a little bit, but eat that frog. If that's your scariest thing to do, this entire business comes down to numbers. I hate to look at this business as sales, but it is sales. And that took me a long time to get over because I'm a nurse. I had no business experience whatsoever. But I do know that if I invite a certain amount of people every single day, my outcome is going to be better. So whenever a coach comes to me and says, I'm not hitting Success Club, I always say, let me see your business activity tracker. Let me see how many people that you're inviting every single day. Let me look at your invites for you so I can see if maybe there's something going on in the conversation that we can just tweak a little bit, and then they'll be on their way. But you can never say the wrong thing to the right person. Understand that. You can never say the wrong thing to the right person. So your job really is just to share the message of what you're doing. Hey, I'm running a challenge group August 1st. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be all women. We're going to hold each other accountable. We're going to have little prizes, and here's my results from it, or here are my coach's results from it. Would you be interested? Or you can say, would you be interested, or know somebody that is. I like to use that one because then it's not even as more I try to, you guys will learn, I try to creep around things as much as possible. So that's the way that I send my invites, is ask if they would be interested or if they know nobody that would be interested. That also is going to bring you referrals into your business. Okay. But that business activity, that inviting, that is the most important thing that you have to do. You have to invite through your timeline and through your, and just through private messaging. Okay. I told you guys to start the Facebook business page. The other thing too, I guess I can quickly say, do you guys all have Facebook business pages? Okay. So you guys all know live feed, video, that's the best way to really extend that reach right now. So for reach reasons, try to do as many live feeds and as many videos as possible. Your videos should be directly uploaded to Facebook, not using a YouTube link at all. They're actually competing with YouTube. So if you use YouTube links, most likely your posts are not going to be seen. So remember, your goal is reach, because you want people to see your face. So the more times that people see your face, the more they're going to connect with you. And obviously through video or live feed, that is much more connectable than just a picture or a photo, like a motivational quote or a recipe. So that's just one way that you guys can expand your reach that way. All right, so I told you guys that I had no interest in building a team. I didn't even know that I was part of a network marketing company. So I told you guys before that I wasn't into details. I'm not kidding. I really didn't know. I just wanted to run challenge groups. That's it. So Mel told me about 3 weeks into the business, she's like, you already hit Success Club, but you should go Emerald. And I'm like, what are you talking about? But I thought to myself, okay, if I really want to make a difference in the world, if I really want to not see somebody suffer through heart disease and diabetes like I just watched my grandpa go through, then I can't do it by myself. And so that is when my light bulb moment went off. And that is when I started to build a team. So I started to build a team from my first month as a coach because of that one reason, that I knew that I was passionate about health and fitness. I knew that there was other people out there that were passionate about health and fitness too. And if I could share my message, then I could develop more of a frontline army to help end this trend of obesity. So don't think that you have to be a leader. Don't think you have to be a diamond. Don't think that you have to be, a seasoned coach or a couple of months in to start inviting to coaching. I know that you guys have a great training program. I know that it's very duplicatable for you guys. Tie into that. You do not have to recreate the wheel. This entire business is built on duplication. So I happen to get lucky because Melanie Mitro is my sponsor, and I'm Ruby, right? So I'm just like drive full. I'm a wrecking ball. That's pretty much the way that she described me when I was a new coach. And it's true. I just kind of came in and was like bulldozing everything and doing everything wrong. But she had incredible systems that I could tie into. And you guys have incredible systems too. So don't be afraid to share the coaching opportunity right away. And if you are an Emerald coach already, make this easy and go Emerald again every month in your business. It's easy. You went Emerald one time, you can go Emerald a second time. If you do that in 4 months and you teach your coaches that, you will be a diamond coach. Okay, so a lot of times we like see this flashy symbol of diamond and all the recognition and all the stuff that goes in it. And I just want to tell you guys, like, just keep going Emerald in your business every single month and you will build a sustainable business. You'll also be hitting Success Club 5, the minimum goal that you need to be doing to do your part as a coach to end the trend of obesity. Okay? All right. So this business, you guys, I just want to say something quick. This business is built on consistency. All right. So I think that's the hardest part for coaches to understand, that it's not the inviting every once in a while. It's not the posting on social media every once in a while, or doing your personal development every once in a while. It is doing that thing every single day, working your power hour every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, because that is what is going to build up your compound effect. It also is going to build up the trust within your audience. So think about how many of you guys maybe have coaches that start and stop. They get gung-ho. It's like right now, right? It's like it's Summit. I'm like going for it. I can't wait till Summit's here. And then they're going to go. They're going to get all this momentum. And then what's going to happen? They're not going to continue the same activities and they're going to fizzle out. And then another event's going to happen, another launch, another something exciting is going to happen. And they're going to start doing the same thing. Every time you do that, you know, you're starting and you're stopping your wheel. It's like driving your stick shift and you're going and you're stopping and you're going and you're stopping and you're going and you're stopping. Like that is hard. If you just do the vital behaviors of your business and you post and share on social media and you do your personal development and you do your fitness and you invite every day 5 to 10 people, that is how your business is going to grow. So maybe you're somebody like me that just likes little boxes. Like I've tried the business activity tracker. I've tried all these other things. I literally make little boxes on a piece because I like to cross stuff and mark it off. But I like to just, my little boxes, write down, you know, my 10 people that I invited for the day. Did I work out? Did I drink my Shakeology? Did I post and share on social media? If I did those things, then I know that I did the things I needed to do to move my business forward. When I'm in a season of push, then I will multiply those numbers. So instead of just inviting 10 people, I might invite 20 people. When I first started, I had my 3 kids at home. I was working full time as a nurse, and I was also in school for my master's, like I told you guys. So I didn't invite every single day, but because I understood that this was numbers, I didn't work Sundays or Mondays. So on Sundays, I would invite 60 to 70 people every single week. And that would be my inviting. So you guys can do, like, if you're not good with the whole consistency thing, choose one day a week where you're going to get all of your invites out and know that that's taken care of. And then the rest of the week, you can just build relationships with people, add value with people, you know, form relationships with people on Instagram and meet new people. But then this way, you know that your numbers are taken care of. And I can see, like, when I started as a coach, it was like 1 in 25 to 30 people would tell me yes. Okay, 1 to 25 to 30 people would tell me yes. So if I'm going to hit Success Club 10 every month, then that must mean that I need to be talking to at least 60 people a week. That's the reality of this business. Now, the more that you are consistent and the more trust that you have with your audience, that number goes down. So now it's like more like 1 in every 15 people. Obviously, and also I'm more confident in what I'm doing and sharing my story. But now it's more like every 1 in 15. So just remember, like, that's why you want to be consistent, and remember that it is like the business is numbers. So even if you're not somebody that's really into numbers, like I'm not into numbers, I know that as long as I'm inviting, you know, my 10 people a day, I will hit Success Club 10. I will, because it's numbers and that's odds and that's sales. In any sales business, that's the way that it goes. So if you have big goals for yourself, up those numbers. Halfway through the month, if you're not at Success Club yet, up your numbers. It all comes down to action. If you guys haven't read the 10-time rule book yet, that's a really, really good book that explains that. So the more that you want in your business, apply more action, do more personal development, do more inviting, and put your information out on more areas on social media. Okay, here's something that I think is really important, and something that I believe from day one. So leave everyone in a better place that you found them. How many times do we go and we invite people to challenge groups and like they can't afford it, and we're like, well, you can't afford it now. Okay, maybe this is your rules, but these are mine. For challenge groups, I require everybody to have Shakeology in a program. I don't care where they get it from, but they have to have Shakeology in a program. They could have got it off of eBay. They could have, bought it on Amazon. I don't care. But as long as they have those two things, they can be in my challenge groups. If not, I have like a big fitness like accountability group. I post in there, but it's not the same kind of accountability that I give to my like one-on-one challengers. So whenever I'm talking to somebody about a challenge pack, and if somebody tells me that they can't afford it, I will always try to find them a better solution. So whether it's just the program, whether it's BOD, and I'll work my way down the system. So if they can't even afford like BOD, like Beachbody On Demand, then I will offer them like a free clean eating meal plan or a grocery list or some recipes or something. So leave everybody with some kind of value. Those people are going to remember that versus somebody that just says like, okay, well, you can't afford the, the challenge pack. Like I'll hit you up next month. I mean, I still do my follow-ups. What you guys are going to see what happens is, especially those people that you just put into your fitness accountability group, they're going to learn about Shakeology. And a lot of those people are going to see the value in it because of what other people are sharing. And they're going to want to get Shakeology. So us just showing up and being present and being ourselves and being accountable to our own actions is going to inspire them and build more trust in that. And then they're going to learn and they're going to want that anyways. But always remember, leave them in a better place than you found them. So remember, like, I think that goes back to like the end of a trend of obesity. Like that is what our goal is. So leave them something that they can use that's going to help them lose weight, gain more energy, something. That's kind of what your job is. All right. I get on the phone with people. I think that this is really, really important. Do any of you guys get on the phone with your new coaches like that haven't signed up yet? No. Okay. So as a new coach, I even got on the phone with all my challengers right in the beginning. I don't do that anymore because I just don't have time. But when I first started, I would give somebody like a consultation. So say that you were interested in doing the 21-day fix wasn't around when I started. Let's see, what was combat. I would say, hey, I want to talk to you and figure out like what your goals are. And I would get on the phone with them and I would talk to them about many of the questions that you guys ask. So, what kind of fitness do you enjoy? Tell me about your nutrition. What does a typical day look like for you? Where do you struggle? Do you have any limitations? And I would treat it as a consultation with people. Whenever I did that, I would get a 99 to 100% close rate because getting on the phone with people is a lost art. How many of you guys like to check your emails? I don't like to check my emails. It's not fun. Maybe 10 years ago, 15 when it first came out, it was kind of fun. Now it's like annoying, right? So I think that getting on the phone with somebody and really giving them that one-on-one attention is going to make or break the difference in your business. So offer that kind of red carpet treatment that I'm talking about here tonight. It's going to make a difference. The same thing with people that want to sign up to be coaches on your team. I want to know if they're a good fit for my team. I know the amount of energy and love that I am going to be pouring into them. So I like to know, what are they like? What are they looking for in the business? Are we going to be a good fit for each other? And I think that that's really, really important. So every single, and this is still to this day, every single new coach that wants to get on my team, I make them fill out an application. Do you guys use applications in your business? Okay, so I make them all fill out a Woofu application, and then after the Woofu application, I feel like that kind of weeds some people out because if they're not willing to fill out an application, then most likely they're not gonna take this seriously. you know? And you want to be matching people's efforts all the time. So I always weed people out. I might have 100 people that say that they like apply to my coaching ad, but I might only have 30 or 40 that actually fill out the application. If they're not going to fill out the application and give me that back, then they're not worth my time in the business. And I want you guys to guard your time very, very wisely, because time is the most valuable resource that you have. Now, you might be a new coach and say, like, I would give all of my time to everybody. Like, I just want coaches. I've been there. I know that. But I want you guys to realize, like, you are CEOs. You're life changers. This is the only, well, not only, but this is the business where you get to choose who you work with. So put yourself up on that pedestal that you guys need to be on and have a selection process on who you're going to be working with. It's going to really keep the morale, the integrity within your team, having people that you like are more like soul sisters that you're bringing in, because we all know that one spoiled apple can ruin the brunch. You know, you get one negative Nancy in there and it's like all of a sudden everybody comes out of the woodwork and they're like all like commenting on the negative stuff. You guys see that happen within your team pages. After I started to kind of weed out who I was going to work with, I don't see that anymore. And I set a very high standard within my team page that, you know, take your negativity elsewhere. You know, we're all trying so hard to be positive and working on our own mindsets that we don't need to listen to it. So I have like a no negative policy. And I think getting on the phone with people is really, really important. And then I mentioned you guys the Wufoo applications. I also, do you guys use Acuity Scheduler? So you guys schedule out all your calls with people? No? Okay. So this kind of goes back to getting on the phone with people, having people apply for your business. Okay. I use Acuity Scheduler. It's free. It's a free service. But when somebody applies through my business or somebody sends me a message on Facebook, I will automatically send them an application. Then the application goes through my email. And then if it's somebody that I would like to talk with, I send them a link to my Acuity Scheduler so they can schedule a call with me. What's great about that is, you know, it's hard to go back and forth with a bunch of people that are trying to schedule calls with you and trying to figure out your schedule. So you can block off when you're working, when you're not working, when you have time to get on the phone with people, and then they can pick and choose a time that's right for you. And then I know a lot of my coaches really complain that like you go back and forth in these messages, right? And it's like so time consuming, and you might spend like a week of like back and forth and people get lost and whatever else. This is going to save that from you guys. If you have people just filling out your applications and then after they get on the applications, you set up a call with them, you are going to be able to just help people that much quicker. You're also going to be able to get into your coach's whys as well, which I think is really important. To find out exactly why they would want to become a coach and be able to answer their questions right there. And then set them up right there when you sign them up, help them, walk them through the process of the sign up. Once you help them choose a program that's going to fit their goals, walk them through that. So all of these little things make a difference. You know, it's like you're going to have a lot less links just like hanging out in the wind and be like, you know, I got 8 people out there, they're going to sign up and nobody's signed up yet. If you get on the phone with them and help walk them through the process, you're going to know that the order is going to be correct. And they're going to feel a lot more comfortable knowing that they're being supported right away. So those are some things that I do still to this day in my business, and I believe that having that relationship right off the gung-ho with them helps to entrust them in my training with them as well. Because a lot of my people are all cold market. I actually have people that follow me for a while and then become more warm market, but most of the people that I talk to on a daily basis about coaching, they're all cold market. So they have no idea who I am, unless just me following me, but otherwise that's it. So I think that is just really, really important stuff for you guys. Okay. A monthly newsletter. How many of you guys do a monthly newsletter to your customers? No. Okay. So you guys all know you guys can pull the coach or the customer list in the back office. Every month, sometimes twice a month, I send out a customer newsletter to everybody that's in my downline or all of my customers. The thing is like once you have like a larger team, you're going to have coaches that cancel. You're going to end up absorbing their customers and like you might not know them from Adam. you might not know like who's out there. You might not even know like some coaches in your downline, to tell you the truth. Like I have personally sponsored coaches right now that I just am introducing myself to because I had coaches that quit and they had coaches. So a great way to be able to reach everyone, including all of the free leads that you get and all the paid leads you get, is to offer or to send a newsletter. And so what I do is I send a newsletter at least once a month, like I said, sometimes twice a month, but I include like, I just sent one, for example, and it was a summer survival guide newsletter, and it was about hydration tips and packing different snack ideas, like to go on vacation, so that they could have like healthy snack ideas in the car with themselves. I include some like fun summer recipes for them to use, and then I always include on the bottom like what groups I have running and when my next sneak peek is. So, and I do this every single time, but a lot of times I'm adding way more value. So I'm always having way more value than what I'm asking for. And at the bottom, it's just, hey, you know, if you're interested, need any kind of support or any kind of accountability, just reach out. I'm running like a summer survival guide challenge group that's going to start on August 1st. Here's my application. I put my application in there, and then those are interested, apply. And they're already your customer, which is pro bueno. And then also a lot of those people too, in case they're not on newsfeed, they're the ones too that will end up showing up into your sneak peek groups or reach out about coaching. So as long as you're staying connected to these people, it doesn't take me very long to put that together. And I haven't lost as many customers. I feel like I have a lot more tied into people with me. So, you know, a lot of times it'll be like, do you have a coach that's working with you? You might have random people out there. They're going to know that they have a coach that's working with them. So I suggest you doing a newsletter if you guys haven't done it already. You don't need a fancy software. You guys can just do it right through your back office email. All right. So one thing that else that I did like right from the beginning is I outsourced a lot of things. Have you guys ever used Fiverr for any of your graphics? So I used Fiverr, make some fun graphics. You know, I hired somebody maybe $5 to be able to do that. I also ended up hiring, I have a assistant that I ended up hiring about 6 months into my business. I used this service. It was called Virtual Staff Finder. My assistant, I have 3 now, but my assistant that I started with is amazing. She's amazing. And I had to pay like a finder's fee for her, and they interviewed a bunch of different people for me. But you could hire somebody to help you for 20 hours a week to 40 hours a week. And I pay my assistant $350 every 2 weeks. She works 40 to 45 hours a week for me. So you break that down, it's like peanuts, really, and I pay her way more than what she is recommended to be paid. But the more that you can have other things being delegated so that you only have to do like your stuff, the faster your business is going to grow. You know, if you have other people that can help you build relationships and help answer your emails and help set up your groups for you or schedule your posts or any of those kind of things that you don't have to do, the faster your business is going to grow for you. And like I said, she is $125. Wait, that's not right. $175 a week, and you could hire somebody for like half of that. So depending on what your needs are. But I got an assistant 6 months into my business. And I believe that that's why I grew so fast. And I just keep growing faster and faster and faster because I can delegate out more work to more people. So I have more people out there doing more work for me, and so that I can do what I'm really good at. And that's mentoring my coaches and giving my support to my challengers. It is called Virtual Staff Finder. You can also use Elance too if you want to. Elance, the only thing with that is you're kind of like at a mercy of the other person. Like you don't really know what their skills are. With Virtual Staff Finder, you can say exactly what you're looking for, and then they will bring you 5 candidates, and then you can interview the 5 candidates. So I loved that. They already did like kind of pick through everybody for me, and then I could interview who I wanted to. All right. Staying in phase 1. I think that this is just probably one of the most important things that you guys can ever do is stay in phase 1 in your business. No matter how many coaches you bring on, no matter when you become a diamond coach or a multiple star diamond coach, your business, 80% has to be done on your inviting, your fitness, your social media. That has to be you. Nobody is going to grow your business for you. And so many times I see my coaches and they get to diamond and then all of a sudden they like stop inviting and they stop adding in new coaches and they stop, working on their own transformation and being a product of the product. And then their business like starts crumbling and falling apart. And so I want you guys all to know that, stay in phase 1 because that's what's going to grow. Hi. That's what's going to grow. Hi. My kids are here. That's what's going to grow your business is phase 1. Like I said to you guys before, like we can't control what other people do. All you can do is lead by example. So be the leader, stay out in front of your team and show them what you're doing because they're going to follow your actions, not your talk, right? They're going to watch what you guys are doing. So stay out in front of them and stay in that phase 1 mentality. That's the only way that your business is going to continue to grow. And I always tell my coaches, it's everybody's their own CEO. So CEOs don't need managers, right? CEOs are their own bosses. That's why people get into this business is to be their own bosses. So 80% of what you guys should be doing should be your own business activity. So if you're scared to bring on new coaches because you're like, oh my gosh, like I don't have time, I work a full-time job, I have kids, I have all this other stuff. Your job is to give them the information. Run your team calls or get them on your uplines team calls, get them plugged in and support them along the way. The rest of your business needs to really be on yourself. All right, I'm almost done, guys. All right, the other thing is this, Success Club. I know that Samantha probably talks to you guys and drills Success Club into your heads and you get like so sick of hearing about it all the time. But I remember asking Mel when I got started and I was blind, obviously, to this opportunity. I didn't know what I was doing, but I said, what do you have to do to create a successful business? And she's like, hit Success Club 10 every month in your business. And so that's what I did. From my month 1 up until now as a coach, I've hit Success Club 10 every single month as my coach. My first year as a coach, I went 5-star elite, and that was not focused on recruiting coaches. That was not focused on helping my coaches hit Success Club. That was literally me making a goal of hitting Success Club in my business. So make that your goal. Make Success Club your absolute non-negotiable. I have... Oh, no, I thought I had it on my sheet here. No, I don't know where it is. It's some crazy number. It's like, I don't know. I'll send it to you because I don't want to get it wrong. But it's a crazy number. It's like 60-something%, 70-something %, high crazy numbers of coaches that hit Success Club on a consistent basis have successful businesses. So that is why your coach drills Success Club into your head over and over and over again because it's an easy benchmark. That's why Mel drilled that into my head as a new coach because it was an easy benchmark. We can get sidetracked with all these other things that we can do, running an ad or, even making videos, all these other things that we like do to waste our time, creating like an incredible blog post. I mean, all of that stuff, it's going to help you grow your business, but at the same time, if you're not doing your vital behaviors, if you're not inviting, then you're not going to hit Success Club. And I want you guys to realize, like, Success Club it's the secret sauce, guys. And the secret sauce comes down to doing your vital behaviors. So a lot of times people like to say, like, how do you do that? Like, what do you do? Any successful coach in this business, Samantha will tell you, it's just doing the vital behaviors ridiculously consistent. Like even when you don't want to. Like I haven't worked out, guys, yet. It's 9:00 at night. When I get off this call and put my kids to bed, I'm going to go work out. Because that is what is going to build your business. It's just like the people that have ridiculous transformations that you guys see. They didn't get their 6-packs overnight. They didn't lose that 50 pounds overnight. It was them getting up, them sweating, them drinking their water, them resting, them eating the right food day in and day out. And the business is exactly the same thing. So I want you guys to realize that this business is not hard. It's not hard. If you just eat your frog and invite people because you have a duty to do that to be able to change the world, but to eat that frog and just work on yourself. That is what this whole entire business is. So if you can give yourselves 5 out of 7 days that you can do that, not only are you going to have a strong mind and a strong body, but you're going to have a strong business. And that's what everybody wants, you know, to have a strong business, to have this incredible mindset, so you live this beautiful life and that you're healthy. And the vital behaviors is going to give you guys that. So I want you guys just remember, like, to stay there. Last but not least, I just want to tell you guys, like, to be proud. You guys are life changers. Like, you're a warrior. You guys make a difference every single day in the lives of other people. And to not ever be ashamed of being a coach. You know, I have so many coaches that are like, I'm just scared. I'm like, what are you scared about? Like, you're helping somebody. You know, would you be scared if you, like I said, if you were a nurse or doing anything else full of kindness in this world, you would not be scared to just help somebody what you were doing. And so I want you guys to think about that. You know, it is a gift. All of your lives have been changed. And so when you invite and you share and you tell people what you guys are doing, you have the opportunity to change somebody else's life. And that's something to really, really be proud of that. So take ownership of being a coach, and don't, I think this is probably the best company, because it's not, I think people get scared of like network marketing. You guys, Carl Deichler created the coaching opportunity to help people get results. That's the only reason why he created the coaching opportunity. It wasn't for people like you and I to make, you know, tens of $15,000 a week. That was not the case. It was for the people for the DVDs that he created so that they could get results. That's what your job is as a coach. So the more lives that you guys are going to be able to impact, the more lives that you guys are going to be able to change along the way, the more successful you're going to be, the more purpose that you're going to have, and you're going to really be doing your contribution to the network. So do you guys have any questions for me on anything?
I loved that. First of all, I took so many notes. So one thing that I took a note down, for those of you that hopped on a little bit later, something Alyssa said was, when you're inviting, take the response and the feelings and emotions away before you invite. Don't even think about their response. Don't even think about how badly you want it for them or how scared you are to invite them. I think that's so important, especially as a new coach, or if you feel like you're stalling with invites, that might be something that's holding you back. So I just wanted to repeat that for those of you that were a little bit late. And then I actually do have a question. If anyone else has a question, you can type it in the chat or unmute yourself. But one question I had for you, Alyssa, was how often do you invite to the coaching opportunity compared to the challenge group opportunity?
So this month is a little bit different, because typically I invite to all of my challenge groups at the beginning of the month. So like my first 2 weeks of the month, I'm always inviting to challenge groups. And then the next 2 weeks, I'm always inviting to coaching. So I kind of have like a flow like that. So the people that get into my challenge groups, now all of a sudden they're going to start seeing my posts about coaching. So you'll see even with my marketing, it'll be like all challenge group focus, a lot of tips, a lot of recipes, a lot of stuff like that. And then you'll see me switch almost to coaching, where it's a lot more jabs about coaching stuff. And so a lot of my challengers that are going to watch and see what I'm doing, a lot of times they'll reach out to me and say, oh, like, I can do this too. So typically that's what I do, is the beginning of the month is challengers, and then the end of the month is coaching. And when I'm inviting to challenge groups, I'm just inviting to challenge groups. I'm always, regardless, inviting at least 10 people a day. I do sometimes, like, I will run like an ad on Facebook. I'll normally do like one for challenge groups and one for coaching. And I just look at that as a bonus. So say I get, you know, I don't know, 50 people that are interested or 30 applications back. I just look at that as a bonus, like added to my number. Sometimes I do like Instagram shout outs. I don't know if you guys do any shout outs at all, but there's a lot of different sites on Instagram that you guys can use. You can pay them anywhere from $30 to $70, just depends on how many followers they have. And they'll throw up your picture with like a coaching invite post or a challenger invite post. So some of these people have, you know, 300,000 to 1 million followers. And when I do a post like that, so I'll typically do that. I normally will do like one ad a week, and then I'll do like the other week I'll do an Instagram shout out. So like every other week I'll do something. But whenever I do that, I typically have anywhere from 50 to 70 emails that are below that. And then I just have my assistant go and grab them all for me. But you can just screenshot them all, and then you have more people you can invite to and talk to. And remember, it's just numbers, right? So like the more people that you can get like that are interested or their email, then your job is just to provide the information. So I just have like a pre-recorded call. I have them fill out the application first, and then I have like a pre-recorded call, or if I have a sneak peek running, I'll give them a link to the sneak peek. Just kind of depends on what I have going on. But that's another thing you guys can do too.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you mentioned that a ton of the people that you have are cold invites, at least for coaching. How do you invite directly to your cold market if you're going to go right in for an invite?
Well, that is all coming from like an ad that I run.
Oh, okay.
So I still invite people in my warm market, but a lot of times, like, people have been following me. So this is where your consistency piece comes in. People obviously are going to follow you for a while. So they might know like everything about you, but you don't know anything about them, you know how that works. So I just don't know like who they are. So unless like I've been personally like inviting them and I know, I would still say I typically recruit about 20 to 25 coaches every month. And I would say about, I don't know, 15 of those, like, I don't know, besides my first call with them. And a lot of times those people are either coming from like an Instagram shout out that I would do, or somebody that's been following me on Instagram, or somebody that reaches out to me like through Facebook that's been following me for a while. And I would say that like 5 to 10 maybe are through my personal invites of coaching. So I've been able to accelerate my business more by understanding like some Facebook ads, and I typically just run the same one. I have it down pat now that I just typically run the same one. And I normally just have like a really big interest. So.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah. And I don't suggest that really for a new coach, because I teach my team this too. It's hard to kind of learn like the targets and who you're looking for. And also it costs money, and a lot of new coaches don't cost money. I built my entire business for the last 3 years on just inviting and building relationships with people. So the basic stuff that you teach and the basic stuff that you guys are learning, it's going to grow your business, you know? So.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I have brand new coaches that ask me if they should start a page. And like I tell them only if they're willing to put an investment in there, because as a new page, you need to have followers and likes that you usually have to pay for.
Yeah, I think, I don't think it's a bad idea. I just think that a lot of times when my coaches ask me that as new coaches, it's because they don't want to post on their personal page. And so I'll get a lot of coaches that will start a page and they'll start posting on their business page, and then like they're not posting on their personal page, and then they wonder like why nobody's seeing anything. So you can, I don't know, I mean, to get your reach up, I think that it's a good idea to start building that right away, but I also think you have to understand that you have to nurture that for a while, and that like your warm market, especially as a new coach, is going to be the best way to go. So as long as you don't use it in place of,
That's a good point. I do see Megan had a comment about Elance and Upwork and Fiverr not working so well. What's a program you suggest for follow-ups?
I just have a notebook. Like I said, I was using Streak for a while, but I'm not organized. So I was using Streak for a while, and because of the amount of people that I'm talking to on a daily basis, it got to be like ugly. I had them going through like a system, of like sending the application, having it come back, sending more information to them. And especially like for my challengers, it's like a 5-step like process of like answering people back and forth. And so I would get so many that I would hate to go in there. I had really, really great success numbers when I was using it. But it was just so overwhelming to me that I now just use like a pen and a paper, and I just highlight like the people that I have either joined or I have it just labeled off. So like in my calendar, say somebody says like, I can't do it this month, follow up with me in July or follow up with me in August. I'll put them in my calendar for August so that I know to follow up with them then. So it's kind of how I do my follow-ups, is just keep the calendar part out. But the people that I'm talking to, I just have a sheet. It's just a piece of paper that a book that I use. It looks horrible. But that's what works for me. And I always tell my coaches, like, find what works for you. Like, I think that like Streak is awesome. But it was like almost too awesome for me. Like, I live in organized chaos.
I I feel like I remember seeing one of your tutorials on Streak like a year ago or something.
Yeah, because I did, and I taught it to my team, and I was using it, and I just got to the point that I would have so many follow-ups that I would have to do, and even using like the snippet like part of it where I could kind of have like a pre-recorded kind of like conversation of different things, like asking questions or whatever. It just got to be like way too much, even for me to handle with my assistant handling it. And I just feel too that like people want personal touch, so people can tell like if it's really scripted. People can tell like if you're not really like, you're sending over like what their goals are, but then you're really not paying attention and you're just like recommending something. And so when I stopped using that, I just got much better relationships with the people that I was talking to. And the whole business really comes down to relationships. So.
All right. Any last minute questions? Use the chat or just unmute yourself.
Develop skills, Jake. Yeah, that's better. I that was my experience with Elance too. I went through a couple assistants on Elance before I found my girl through virtual staff finding. So
you have like a list of things that you outsource that you could show us or send to me, and I can send it to everyone else.
I don't really. I outsource like I don't know if I can can I screen share on here?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Let me see if I can do my desktop. Wait, hold on a second. Let's go here. I want to kind of show you guys just some of the things here. I hope can you guys see?
Yep.
So this is like the page that I started like when I first became a coach. Now I have 2 business pages because I wanted to, because I'm not working as a nurse anymore. This was not my plan, obviously. But I like to still, like I really reach out to a lot of people that have, so there's like my post. So I reach out to a lot of people that have, so this is like, do you see this here? So I will have like my assistant make like different blog posts and stuff for me, and then I'll approve the blog post, and then she'll make like these little graphics that have like all of my sign and symbol on them. So, and she'll do that for, you guys can see like I market to a lot of nurses and people in healthcare because that's who I am. So she'll do like make a lot of like these nursing memes and stuff for me, just because this is what my page likes to see. That makes sense. So this is like a lot of like people in nursing, and then I like mix up my own stuff, but she'll put like just my little label like on everything here that I do. So she does that for me, and then she does a couple, I'm stopping the share. I can't see where you guys went. Can you stop it?
I'm trying to see if I can.
I don't know where you guys went. Hold on a second. Here. And then I also have her do like 3 blog posts for me a week, and they're just like clean eating recipe blog posts, and then I just approve those through her. So again, I'm always looking like put more nuggets like out into the universe is kind of the way that I look at it. So she'll do those, and then she'll pin those to Pinterest for me. And then I'll do like at least 3 of my own that are more personal as well. So she'll take care of the recipe parts for me. And then she sets up like all my groups and makes like cute little banners and stuff like that. Make sure that people are ordered in there. She sends me a list of like who's going to go inactive for the week so that I know who's going to go inactive. She does like all of my PV recognition, my SE recognition. She'll run all those reports, send those over to me as well. And then make my little banners and stuff like that for my team. So things that are like just more time consuming, because you guys know like running the reports and like making those banners, that's not easy. It's time consuming to do that. And so she does a lot of that for me too. So trying to think what else she does for me. She'll build relationships with me for me like on Instagram. So she'll like find people that she thinks that I would be like connected with like on Instagram via versus hashtags and stuff that I give her. And then she'll follow those people. And then I use Crowdsource? Crowdfire. You guys ever use Crowdfire on Instagram? Crowdfire will let you know like who's following you back. So she like follows like a bunch of people for me that I think are in my market. If they don't start following me back, and I do like the interacting with them, and I basically just interact with like all the last like whoever has followed me recently. But she can use Crowdfire too, and you can go through and you can unfollow all the people that aren't following you. Because if they're not following you, then what's the point, you know? Mm-hmm. So she'll do that for me too, and she knows who I am, you know, who I want to work with pretty well. So those are just some of the things that she does for me.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions you guys have? No? You guys all going to Summit?
Half of us are, I'd say. Next fall of us will be, hopefully.
Yeah. It's an investment, and it's hard to get away from your family, you know. I remember like my first year, I didn't go to Summit. I remember watching everybody else go, and like I've been a coach for 6 months. I kind of kicked myself in the butt that I didn't go, but I understand for those of you guys that aren't going. It kind of is like I don't know. But you'll go next year. After you see everybody go this year, you'll go next year.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, thanks so much for having me on your call. I hope you guys all have a good night, and I appreciate your time tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This was great.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Talk to you all later.
Bye.
All right. Bye.